Not a lot of regrets in my life, but ending Invincible is a big one. We're not really going to use any of that, are we?
Was that honest?
No. I don't end a lot of series, so the thought of actually like writing a conclusion to me is terrifying.
It's weird to me that Invincible's ending because it's kind of always been there.
I mean, I've been working on Invincible since I think issue 95 or 96.
I didn't read Invincible before coming to Skybound, which I now greatly regret because it's actually don't tell anyone. I like it more than The Walking Dead and Outcast. It's my favorite book Robert does. When
it came time to wrap Invincible up, I was like, this is a really cool story that I am very excited to tell. And, I talked it over with Ryan Otley and Corey Walker, and we all kind of agreed, like, this is a great way to send off these characters, and this is a really, important chapter in the book that we've been building to for a long time without even really realizing it. And getting there is it's a huge milestone, wrapping up the storyline for all these characters and kind of sending them off into the sunset to live happily ever after if they all didn't die. I mean, I'm not gonna say for sure exactly how things wrapped up.
Back in high school, when I got back into comics, I, started reading, Marvel and DC, which is, the standard stuff. But Invincible was like the first series that I read outside of the big two, where I realized that there are really good comics that don't have, Spider-Man, Batman, and the rest of them. It's one of those books that, for me, it showed how big of a world comics can be. You can do superhero comics, and they can be violent, and they can be funny, and they can be weird, and they can do all these different things that I didn't think superhero comics, or just comics in general, really did.
One of my earliest memories was chasing Corey Walker down for pages, and he told me he would upload them, and 4 or 5 hours went by. And he'll probably hate me saying this, and I asked him where they were, and he said, sorry, was car shopping, ate a burrito, fell asleep, I'll get you those pages now. And I knew I was working in a different system than I had previously at my old job.
It's what you wish every superhero book was. It's a book that never forgets its characters. It's a book that has consistent and honest character growth that you relate to and find so touching. Like, I really think I feel like I've seen Mark grow up in its pages.
I don't know, it's hard to put into words how it feels to see this thing that has been so influential and so big, just to me personally, let alone the comics industry, come to an end. It's sad, but it's one of those things where I would rather see it end on its own terms and see Robert end it the way he's always wanted to end it. It seemed like one of those things that would just be around forever. I'm looking forward to reading the end of it with the fans. I come at it more as a fan than I do as an employee of Skybound or an editor or anything like that. I'm excited to see where these characters, end up and to see, that last page. I want to know how it ends, and I can't wait to read it.
It's a comic book that I enjoyed before I was at Skybound, and to join a tremendous amount of creators, Robert, Ryan, and Corey especially, and just help them get this book out and share it with fans. It's been part of the experience. It's the best superhero comic book out there, and I'm glad to have been able to work with these superstars.
I said it's everything you wish a superhero book would be, and I think that includes having an ending. And I think there's something very special about the fact that Robert is willing to give it this ending, and we're going to see the last story of Mark. We're going to have this closure and completion, and I kind of think that's what makes it Invincible. It wouldn't be Invincible if it did what everything else did.
It was a huge moment for me. I mean, after 15 years working on this book, for it to finally come to an end. But, it feels like a great achievement. I'm happy that we got there, and I really appreciate all the fans' support along the way that allowed us to tell the story exactly how we wanted to and get to the conclusion exactly how we wanted to. So it's been really great, and I really appreciate how it all came together.